Hey everybody, Karen Weiss here. Today's post is entitled Relationship Over Schedule. One of the things that I've been learning slowly over the last, I'd say the last 18 months, 20 months, is this idea of relationship over schedule. So in December of 2018, one of my good friends came up from Florida. She and her family winter in Florida and was up for a week or so. And I was right at the very end of finishing my edits for Fierce Grace, my book that I published in 2019. And I had set myself a deadline that I was going to be dropping things off to a couple people for their reading the next day. And it just so happened that this friend from Florida had invited me to come over and see them before they left in a couple days. And my response was, I have all these things to do. I've got to go to the gym. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. And she stopped me and said, but Karen, this is going to be the only time we're going to get to see each other in the next 4 months. Don't you want to see me in person? And it stopped me, and I was like, oh, I am putting my stuff ahead of relationship. Interesting. And what caught my attention, besides that I was putting relationship behind my schedule, was that I needed to change. And so I did. I was like, you know what? I can go, I can have a good time, and I can do what I need to do either later tonight or early the next morning. And it's one of those things where, for me anyway, my schedule is pretty strict. If you go in my calendar, that's your place. That's what I'm doing. The schedule must be organized. I have a hard time, or have had a hard time, rearranging my schedule, especially when I was getting my master's degree and working part-time and traveling around. There was no time. I had to do schoolwork, I had to work, and there was travel. So, and that travel was for work. So no option. People could, call me or text me or email me a week before and say, hey, can you go to this? Or even 2 months, like, hey, what have you got going on? And my schedule would be full. Like, there was no room at all for relationship. And I've been unlearning that over the last 18 months or so. For me, the schedule being organized and unchanging was a way of protection. It was a way of self-care, where I didn't overextend myself or didn't add too many things to my schedule, because I love to help people and love to do different things and stay busy. But it got to the point where it was just too much, and I needed to say no, and so I did, and that became just what I said. It didn't matter who was asking. Just the answer was no all the time. And I'm learning a different way where relationship is more important than schedule. So for example, last night, one of my really good friends from college emailed me and said, hey, my family, we are staying at Black Buchanan State Park. Love for you and Pat to come and get together with us, and we would love to see you. I had things to do, figure out what I was going to put for this video, whatever. But my thought was, oh my gosh, I haven't seen my friend in so long. I'm going to make my schedule open for her. Clear everything away. let's do this. And there's something to this idea of relationship over schedule as a practice and a celebration. It's, for me, something where, especially in COVID and with the shutdown and everything, there hasn't been in-person relationship for a long time, and I've missed it. I'm an introvert, but at the same time, I can only be alone so long before I go stir crazy. And it's gotten to that point, I think, for me and a lot of other introverts. And so being able to see people and to talk to them and to be in their presence has just been such a joy. And I would not have gotten to spend a wonderful evening tonight with my friend and her family and my husband if I wouldn't have chosen relationship over schedule. Now, we can't always do this, but it's a practice that reminds me of love and connection and provides something that I could not have on my own. My schedule would have not provided the joy that I had from sitting with my friend's family and talking with them tonight. So I leave you with this: relationship over schedule. Have a good night, everybody.